Hi, and welcome back to Atlanta News. I'm your host, Raven Henderson.
720 fam, what's good?
What's going on, man?
Man, not much, brother. How
As
you?
usual. Well, first off, I'm good, brother. It's good to see you. Good to see you, man.
Absolutely.
It's good to see the team.
Absolutely.
Glad to be here. You know, as normal, as usual, I am your man, Draven.
I'm your boy Autumn.
And today we have a very, very, very special guest in the house. Somebody that's near and dear to my heart. I have known him for a very long time.
Very long.
Mr. Jeremy Allen.
What's up, everybody?
Mr. Jeremy Allen, bro.
yeah.
We go back to high school.
High school.
What grade do we meet? 10th or 11th?
10th grade.
10th,
I think.
10th grade.
10th grade.
Had a few classes together, man. And I mean, like, man, let me just tell you something about this man. This man was in 10th grade, okay? Quoting scripture like a damn pastor or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, and like right off rip, I was like, this brother's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, so since 10th grade up until now, man, one of the closest people in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love him to death.
Definitely.
Glad to have you here, brother.
I'm glad to be here.
We're
to be here.
glad to have you here.
Thank
bro.
you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate
yes,
it.
sir. All right, brother. So I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
You know, this is unrelated to anything we're going to talk about today. We want to have a little fun, shake it up a little bit.
Okay.
Definitely.
If you were stranded on an island,
Uh-oh.
right, and you could only take 4 things
Okay.
with you, what 4 things would you take with you? You could only have 4 things.
4 things?
Okay. Are there stipulations to, like, do I have access to Wi-Fi? You know what I'm saying?
You're on
like,
an island. You're on a
no.
you're
You
on-
ain't got access
you're
to
on a
Wi-Fi.
remote-
I'm just saying. You
This
don't
nigga
know.
trying to go on a vacation.
You know what I mean? Hey, like,
This man trying to go on a
deserted
vacation.
island?
You're
or-
on a remote
Deserted.
island.
Okay.
Just you, trees, water, sand.
Okay.
First
All right.
off.
That's it. What,
Okay.
what you taking with you?
I'm bringing my woman.
Okay.
Because I ain't got no goddamn business traveling out there by myself. No way.
Okay.
So, my woman, a fire starter. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Oh, he thinking.
He is.
He's thinking.
Yeah.
A fucking gun.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh wow. Wow.
We going there. We going there.
And, can gun and ammo be like together, or does it have to be separate?
That's 2 separate things.
Right. It is.
Well, if I'm gonna bring the gun, I may as well have lots of ammo.
So that's 3 things. So you got 1 more.
No, I said 4.
You said 4?
My woman, fire starter.
Oh, you
Gun
just said
and
fire
ammo.
starter.
You said fire starter.
So that's the 4 things you taking.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
4 things I'm taking. How about you?
All right.
Or you, Jeremy?
All right. Well, I'm bringing my wife.
Okay.
You know. Hey, baby, I love you. Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna bring
A pocket pussy.
Anyways,
I'm weak.
I'm bringing my wife. I'm gonna bring
Listen. Mark the time. We would have to blur that out.
We're not blurring that out. I'm letting you know right now. We're not blurring that out. Okay.
I'm gonna bring a raft.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For the potential that I may be able to get off that thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring a ball. You know, something to pass the time.
Like a basketball?
Yeah, a ball. No?
Where,
You on sand, bro?
Where's the hoop? Where's the
Wait
hoop?
a minute. It could be a volleyball, you know, a volleyball. You know, you'll
Okay,
see cats
okay.
away. I need me a Wilson. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
All right.
Boy,
All right.
trying to be
Right. You better find a rock.
And maybe like a machete or something like that.
Okay.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
I was definitely thinking a knife.
Yeah. For
Definitely
sure.
got to bring a knife,
Yeah.
right? What else am I gonna bring? Y'all said y'all girls. I'm gonna bring my lady.
There you go.
I can't. You know what I mean? I don't want her to see this and be like,
have
"Damn,
been in the
damn, damn."
doghouse.
Right? Exactly. So I'm gonna bring my lady. I'm gonna bring some sort of knife, right? What else I'm gonna bring? Dang, that's a good. I asked the
Lady
question
knife.
and I'm
What
stumped.
else? Lady knife.
Lady knife.
like the fire starter answer, but then I felt
I'm
like I
a-
couldn't take that because he used it. So I was like, I don't
I'm
really
gonna take the fire starter.
Okay, I
You
feel
know what
it.
I'm saying?
I
We gotta
feel
stay
it.
warm
I
some
feel
way,
it.
somehow,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then what? I got one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring my do rag.
Swimming, okay?
God had a way. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. If I had some hair, I'd bring mine too.
Goddamn. Speaking of which,
Oh my God.
we sort of already touched on this.
Right.
I want your opinion.
Yeah.
How do you feel about headscarves, do-rags, and pajamas in public?
And bonnets.
Oh.
And bonnets.
You know, I would say, you know, as African Americans, you know, as black people, like, I feel like it's a part of our culture. You know, like, I think do-rags are a part of our culture in a way. But I think that there's a time and place for everything as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm
saying?
tracking.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
like,
tracking.
I mean, if I'm running out to Walmart, you know what I'm saying, grab a few things, I'll go there in my do-rag.
Facts. I
You know
would
what I'm saying?
too.
Now, if I'm going to class and
No.
I'm finna sit down in front of professors, or I'm finna be in a place where
Mhm.
you know,
Right.
have to conduct myself to
You know.
Certain standard.
a certain
Higher standard,
standard,
uh-huh.
Right.
then it's coming off in the car. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm gonna wear it to the
Right.
to the place,
Yeah.
but it's coming off in the car.
I'm not wearing a do-rag in the store. I don't care how quick the errand is.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm taking it off. You know, I think more than anything, that's my thought process on that is because yes, we are black.
Yeah.
You know, and we are, you know, up against a lot of false narratives and opinions.
Right.
Just by being black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I feel that.
that's just not me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. But I would also like debate that in as like, do you feel like that's a way of like you toning down your blackness to
That's a
fit
good
into
question.
what society wants you to be? I mean, because if
White
I
folks
mean,
ain't
you
gotta
know,
wear
yeah,
no do rag.
you know what I'm
They
saying?
ain't
Like,
gotta wear no bonnet.
you
They
know,
ain't got
I
nothing
mean,
to
yeah.
pretend.
I mean,
You know what I
and-
mean?
so, you know, if that's like a part of who we are,
Yeah.
I mean, just like
Right.
you know, like how
Yeah.
you know when Muslims like they wear
Yeah.
hijab.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
But right. So my response to that is I don't use a do-rag to identify my blackness,
I feel
my
that.
blackness, or you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm a nigga, right? Like I don't, you know, there's no traditional rule or guideline that says you must wear a do-rag
True.
black,
to
yeah.
be a nigga
I feel
or
that. I feel that.
or to be black.
That's
so
true.
I don't use that, you know, as my identity or
Okay.
you know, nothing like that. You know, now, you know, when I have waves, you know, all that kind of stuff. Of course, you know, it's mandatory that you do it,
Right.
but keep that shit at home. That's just my opinion.
I feel that.
You feel me?
I'll wear a do rag to Walmart, but I'm not wearing the Target. And that's on that.
Because Target is.
Okay, let me tell you, man, hold on, man. Let me tell you something about Target. Okay, let me tell you something about Target.
I'm not.
All right, cause Target, man. Before I met my wife, man, I was not a Target guy.
Really?
I ain't never stepped foot in no Target.
Why not though?
I didn't know, bro. I'm like, what am I going to Target for?
I've never necessarily been a
Man.
store guy. Like from rip,
Yeah.
I hated Walmart. Always have hated
I
Walmart.
loved Walmart.
I hated it.
I just never went to Target. But I met my wife, and she was like, let's go to Target.
Right.
All right.
Target is set up, bro.
Man, Target is
It's a
set-
setup for your pockets.
I don't know
Especially
what-
around this time.
I don't know
Set
what
up
they
for
got
your
going
pockets.
on,
Yeah.
but I need it.
Right.
Because like you
Yes.
walk in there and you just like
Right.
I'm gonna grab a few things.
I think it's the
$300.
aesthetic. I think it's the aesthetic.
I really
Yeah,
do. And then
yeah.
I think it's the fact that, you know, they got Starbucks in there.
That's
You go over
true.
there, you get your
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
It's
Got
bright.
cup holders
Yeah.
Yep.
In the cart, I'm walking around, I'm sipping my drink. Next thing you know,
It's
I'm
more of
like,
an experience.
I'm like, oh,
Yep.
bro, that
Walmart
right
just
there
in that
is
bitch.
fire.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Put
Target
this
is
shit up.
bright.
Make
Right.
sure it's visible.
Right.
Right.
You need it. Great. You don't.
Right.
Goes well. You know what I'm saying?
Target is bright. It's clean. They got people
Yeah.
to help you if you.
It's
You know what I'm
chill in
saying?
there.
Exactly.
You know, they got music playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. And, you know, their color is
Yeah,
red.
yeah.
You know, red
Yeah.
Attracts.
attracts. And that's
Right.
why, like, a lot
Oh,
of
I didn't
fast
even
food
know that.
restaurants have red
Absolutely.
in there.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's why a lot of fast food restaurants have red in there.
Yep.
And, you know, in their stuff because it attracts you to it. It makes it stand out.
So that's why I like Chick-fil-A so goddamn much.
That's
That's
exactly
the
reason
Lord's
why.
house, okay?
That's the Lord's house.
I know that's
Well, why he ain't open on Sunday?
Huh? Because he got to rest. That's the Sabbath. That's the Sabbath. He got
The
to
Lord,
rest.
the Lord is already rested.
Huh?
Well, the Lord don't even sleep, right?
You know
You never saw
what?
him, no?
Right.
Okay then, brother.
He don't sleep. Now, the
Wow.
workers that work in Chick-fil-A sleep, but y'all don't need rest on Sundays. Open. because that's when I want Chick-fil-A.
My lady be saying the same thing every Sunday.
That's when you
I
work
want
the most,
Chick-fil-A.
right?
I'm like, what? They were open Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
You didn't want them
Man,
then?
I had Chick-fil-A today. Shout out Chick-fil-A.
Bro, I had Chick-fil-A like 3 times last week.
Dang.
Listen,
I probably keep Chick-fil-A in business. I ain't gonna lie.
No
You know,
cap.
you know you
Wow.
got a Chick-fil-A app?
I don't.
Oh, see, he ain't even real Chick-fil-A. All right.
well, talk to me.
So
Talk
you
to
know,
me.
you know
Talk to
with the
me.
real Chick-fil-A, with the Chick-fil-A app, I think
Yeah.
last time I checked, I had like 60-some thousand points or something like that.
60.
Yeah.
No, dog. I use my damn point.
No. Wait a minute.
Every day's a rainy day.
Every day's
Let's talk
Free
about how you
chicken
got
sandwich,
60,000 points.
Man, you know, sometimes it just be like that. You know, I really be forgetting that you can use the points to
Yeah.
redeem.
Yeah.
You know, for stuff.
Right.
So I just be buying. You know what I'm saying? Then
So how many points? So everything is point based.
Yeah, so it's like
different
they got
points.
like tiers. So you know, you got like.
Oh, so you like red status or silver
I'm
status?
big red status. You feel me? Big red.
Boy, I got like
You feel me?
shit, 5,000-6,000 points to go.
Oh yeah, see you ain't there,
Dang.
big dog.
It's probably because I be using all my goddamn points.
That's
Oh,
well,
probably.
but it's based off your lifetime, like
Oh, okay.
you know, points earned. So
Okay.
you know,
Right.
Understood.
we
Understood.
out here.
You having
Well-
60,000 points. You
Yeah.
must really know how to save. I mean, like,
Save
That's a
myself from
lot of
hunger.
points.
shit, every day is a rainy day. That's why I don't got no goddamn points right now. Shit.
Well, speaking about money, gentlemen, I really want to talk about, when enough is enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And today we're going to take some time to talk about when enough is enough financially.
Okay.
And what do we mean by that? We're talking about debt, being in debt, living in lack, right? Living in the generational curse, opposed to breaking it, right? We're talking about settling, knowing your worth, but choosing to stay at a job, right? Right, exactly. We're talking about not stepping out on faith, mismanagement, making emotional spending decisions, okay? So we're going to switch gears
Pastor.
a little bit, since
Yeah,
it's Christmas
yeah.
time and we
No
just
cap.
finished talking about Target,
Yeah.
and dropping bread and Chick-fil-A. I think it's a perfect time to transition in talking about when is enough financially, fellas.
Yeah.
When is enough financially?
Right.
Shit. I think when you, number one, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is living check to check, right? But it doesn't even have to get to that severity,
Right.
Depending on the situation, I think for me, me not being able to afford the things that I want and desire has brought me to that point. Like like right now, like I want a damn Bentley truck. You know what I'm saying? But it's like enough is enough. God damn it, I want my Bentley truck. You know what I'm saying? But,
I feel you.
but I mean, yeah. But that's because I've envisioned, or rather, I know the kind of life I want to live.
Right.
And my right now, I can't afford anything
Right.
in my vision or where I want myself to be.
Right.
So for me, that's why
Right.
my mindset
So-
is that. Yeah.
I feel what you're saying. Well, I also feel like too, like finances is it's a journey.
Yeah.
Like it's cyclical. I've always said that money is cyclical, right? It comes and it goes. It has its times where like you're on an all-time high. You're like, man, I can buy whatever I want.
Facts.
Then you have your moments where you're like, well, I can't scrape together 2 pennies. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I'm using my points.
Well,
Right.
shit,
My Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying?
At least you got 60,000. I know where to go when I'm hungry.
that
Hey,
tells
Jared.
me
Hey, Jared.
he ain't using his goddamn point. So that tells me one thing.
Right.
You got it, brother. Let me hold some.
Right.
About 60,000.
Right.
But I one thing when it comes to finances, as far as like with me, I try to remember that I believe you and I were having this conversation.
For sure.
You said that like most black men aren't financially stable
Until their 40s or 50s.
Yeah, until their 40s.
Yeah.
And then I just think about like me personally, like with my career path that I've chosen, like I'm not really fully able to make the kind of money that I want to make until I'm licensed and I pass these boards and done this, that, and the third, and I put my time in. So, like, there's days where I'm like,
definitely a journey.
I'm just like,
it's a journey. It's
just
a journey.
defeated, but at the same time, like I think if you have your dreams, like your Bentley truck, or whatever the dreams are that you have, that it's just like, okay, well, I gotta keep working towards, getting to that. And like, of course, like, I think like, living paycheck to paycheck, like, like that shit trash.
I really love that you said it's a journey though.
Yeah.
Cause most folks often think about finances and they're thinking right now, give it to me right now. I need it now. I want my money now. I've been working for years on years. You know what I'm saying? I deserve to have what I want and live how I want.
For sure.
And, while that may be the case, it's, you're not going to wake up one day and be rich unless you're playing lottery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Exactly.
But, oftentimes we are right in the middle of debt.
Right.
Let's say our credit card limit is $5,000.
Okay.
Right? Excuse me, $500. Let's say it's $500. Let's say it's $500.
That's it?
Yep, that's it. And the current balance is $350.
Okay.
Some of us will say, "Oh, well, I still got room left on that card to spend."
I got 150.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let me go on and grab this new pair of Jordans that came out, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And we feel like we're deserving at that moment. And we just want to say, learn to say no.
Yeah.
You deserve to be out of debt.
Right.
And to have the mind frame of looking at, a credit card limit being $500, you only spend $350, and you still got more room to spend.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's cyclical. You got to break that mindset.
Yeah. Right. Moment of transparency.
Come on.
I'm in debt, and I'm in a substantial amount of debt.
Okay.
Right. Of course, I take full accountability for where I am. Right. But it has taken me being in this position.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To say enough is enough. Right.
Okay.
When I should have saw at the beginning, I'm clearly living above my means, and that's when enough is enough.
Right.
Should have been enough.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I can't speak for all people.
Right.
But for me, shit, not just in finances, but in anything, I have to be put in the thick of it. You know what I mean? To then realize and understand that.
Right.
Okay.
Oh man, I should have stopped this a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. However, I do want to pose this. We as black men, why are we in debt? Like, what's the root of it? For me, a big thing could be discipline. Not even could be. It is discipline. Because that example you gave, I'm the type of person, you know what I'm saying? Moment of transparency again. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that, I have a limited amount of money in my savings account, whatever the case. I mean, I don't have, savings.
We're revealing a lot right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's talk about that. Listen, bro. I opened a savings account.
Talk to us, brother.
So with these savings accounts, right? Like,
come on.
Like they'll be like, okay, you put $25 in it, whatever the case may be. Then every month we gonna put $25 in this shit, right? I'm the type of person. As soon as you put that $25 in my goddamn savings,
$25 out.
I'm taking that shit right back out.
Right.
Put this shit in my chickens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you might need to be saving $5.
You feel me?
It's a
Let's
journey.
be practical. Let's be practical.
Right.
Let's be practical.
I think too, when it comes to finances as well, like I think a lot of people, most times, like you'll see the number of like whatever, like let's say debt you're in, you're like, oh, I got to get rid of this right now. Mm-hmm. But it didn't happen
overnight.
All at once. It's not like you went out and you spent $20,000 in a day.
Right.
It was $5 here. It was $10 here.
Come on, man.
Right.
It was $100 this day. It was not spending on it.
But let's put labels on it.
Right.
It's Chick-fil-A here. Forever 21 here.
Right.
The
Zara
lounge,
this.
grabbing some bottles,
Hookah.
trying to show off.
This, that, and the other.
Right.
Listen, I didn't do that.
So
Exactly.
And then it's accumulation of
Come
the
on,
interest
man.
rates. And
Right.
this, that, and the third.
Come on, man.
But I also think that like when it comes to like getting out of those situations, that it's important to realize like, okay, like how you said, like you're to the point where you're like, okay, enough is enough.
For sure.
So that's the first step, right? Realization.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, what can I afford to do? Maybe it is only $5. Maybe it is only $10.
Right.
But that's a step in the right direction. So I think like, you know, sometimes when it comes to finances too, like it's not about, you know, just knocking it all out at once. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But it's it's the smallest chink in the armor
Absolutely.
that makes the armor collapse, right?
For sure.
So it's if it's $2, $5, $10.
Right.
Then one day you wake up, that 20,000 is down to 18. You know what I'm saying? Now you feeling good. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
But then that's where the discipline comes in, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Now you got this extra balance on there, but you got to be disciplined and be like, you know what? I can't go back to where
That's
For sure.
right.
For sure.
I used
For
to
sure.
be. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm
For sure. And you said a key thing, right? Learn to say no.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And that just that doesn't just mean to other people. When they ask you, yo, do you want to go out? Yo, do you want to do this?
Right.
Say no to yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And I'm preaching to myself, right? Because oftentimes I'm able to give great advice in terms of finances. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
Yeah, Mr.
hell,
Finance
You're
degree.
in finance.
You're in, you know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
thank you. Right. Dude,
I'm
you're
in
in.
finance.
Exactly.
Yes.
But that's
Finally
that's
in
being
finance.
transparent that you can
Yeah,
sit
for
here
sure,
and
for
literally
sure.
say, I'm in finance.
For sure.
But look where I'm at.
For sure.
Right.
I don't have it all figured out.
I don't, man. I'm still figuring it out. As
Exactly.
we speak.
Right.
I know
Exactly.
that I'm not where I want to be.
That's right.
At this very moment, bro.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But sorry to cut you
No,
off,
go
brother.
ahead, go ahead.
But the key to anything, man, finances, relationships,
Right.
you know, jobs, opening a business, whatever the case may be, it's not a cute word. Consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency.
There's this quote. Well, I guess it's more of an acronym that I go by. FCHW, faith, consistency, and hard work. FCHW. I have that written everywhere.
Right.
And that's what, you know, I try to take into every day. Faith, consistency, and hard work.
Right.
Okay.
Because, like we talked about faith, right? So, of course, it takes faith to do certain things. Like,
Okay.
we don't know what the next step brings.
Okay.
Facts.
But we know that the God we serve is looking out for us. We know that all things work together for the good.
Come on.
So it comes to that. All right, so that's your first step. But then
Right.
it's being consistent. It's, you know, making the same strides every single day, getting better every single day. But then
Right.
the consistency part, that's not easy. So that's where your hard work comes in. So it's,
Absolutely,
you got to work at it every single day.
That's right.
And so, like, for me, that's one thing that I live by: faith, consistency, hard work.
And breaking down consistency, because for me, I tend to overcomplicate a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right? So to those who have a mind like me or who think like me, all consistency is making the decision every single day or every time that thing presents itself to say where I want to be is bigger than my right now.
Oh, come on.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to say no.
Right.
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 And I mean, consistency could be saying yes,
Right.
just depending on what it is.
The situation.
Okay.
Right.
I
You,
like that.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
It's
So
a give and take.
it's a
Right.
give and
For
take.
the
All
end-
consistency
right.
is a decision.
Right.
It's a decision.
Right.
And consistency comes by making these decisions so often, you know,
Right.
over and over and over
To where
again.
it becomes a habit.
That's right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's right. No, I love that. It was a quote that I seen the other day, and don't. I'm not going to get it verbatim. But it was, you know, consistency is not about always. What was it? It's not always about getting it right. You're going to fail.
Right.
Consistency is about choosing to keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
Boom.
Because
Yeah.
you're going to fail, whether it's in, you know, getting in the gym or getting healthy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to fail at whatever it is. We are human.
Right.
We all have faults, you know? So consistency is about, you know, never giving up. That's what it is.
For sure.
It's about never giving up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you fall,
Yeah.
you step back up and say, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock that off and I'm gonna just
sure.
keep going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Exactly.
that's what consistency is about. But you said something, bro. You said, why? Why do black men?
Oh yeah.
Why are black men
Yeah, okay.
So I want to dive into that a little bit
Okay,
deeper,
okay.
as into why.
Yeah.
Uh,
And that doesn't even
know.
have to be specific to
Right.
a certain gender, but
Right.
for black people
As a whole.
as a
So,
whole.
Let's get in that.
I really
Talk
like
to
this
me.
question.
Mhm.
I really do. I was watching a podcast. Well, I guess listening to a podcast the other day.
Mhm.
And they were talking about basically what we're talking about right now.
Mhm.
Right.
And the guy was on there. He was saying that Black Americans last year bought the most amount of Mercedes Benz in America.
Mm.
You right? You see what I'm saying?
okay.
But we are by far
Uh-huh.
one of the most underpaid,
Yep.
workers in the workforce.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Like, of course, we have our people of Black excellence that
Right.
have the money and things like that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But we have many that
Mhm.
aren't to that status, but yet still you're
Mm.
driving a car that's $50, $60, $70,000.
Mhm.
Right.
And then if I'm getting a Mercedes, it gotta be AMG.
Yeah, no,
You know?
facts.
Right.
Facts.
It's gotta be. And so you
Facts.
throw the AMG kit on there,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
come on. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then
Right.
if I'm getting a Mercedes, I'm getting the bells and whistles.
For sure.
That's
I'm
right.
not getting no base model Mercedes.
For
Like,
sure.
come on,
Exactly.
y'all, like,
Exactly.
Come
You
on.
gonna get the
Getting
top
that
tier.
Come on.
My boy.
That's right.
My boy.
Put
it all on that.
Give it to me, y'all. Give me the sunroof. Give me everything, So I
Right.
just thought that was like, interesting. And I feel like, maybe sometimes like we get too caught up in like the appearances of things.
That's right.
You know
But
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
But
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think that really just goes back to like way back to
Come
like
on.
when we're children.
Come on.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like
For
I'm
sure.
talking like I think that middle school is such a building blocks for the rest of your life because
Mhm.
like in middle school, like you're starting
Yeah.
to get older,
Yeah.
you're starting to hit puberty.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're starting to take interest in certain things,
Mhm.
and like most times that's where like a lot of bullying
Mhm.
comes into play.
For sure.
Right.
Keeping up with this person, keeping up with that
Right.
person.
That's a really good point.
Like I think that it
Wow.
comes, it stems from that all the way
For
through
sure.
wanting to fit in, be in with, this crowd or that crowd, and like if this crowd is wearing Vans, what do
Right.
you go home and do? Mom, Dad, I need Vans.
yeah.
Exactly.
This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, cause think about it. When we kids and your mom go to Walmart, get you the light up shoes with the straps. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't think about that shit. You don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We was straight. We was straight. We was straight.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you in high school, you in middle
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? People start getting into shoes. People start caring
Now
about
you
Jordans
care,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. The Jordans 220.
No cap.
I'm going to mom,
Right.
dad.
Yeah.
I need
Right.
these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can,
For sure.
fit in. And I
Mhm.
think that just trickles because then once you get like, let's
Yeah.
say you're denied those things,
Yeah.
right? So then you're ostracized by, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
the people around you.
Mhm.
So then when you get older
Right.
and you have your own money,
Mhm.
and you
Mhm.
can be like, I
Yeah.
can buy that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can buy that. I can
Yeah.
buy that.
Yeah. And simply put, I think, we as black people,
Mhm.
we find value in the wrong things.
Oh.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z said some on a Drake song, the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
Right.
Right. And that's the thing. We have to redefine what value is to us. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And like I just said, we find value in material things because, like, if we drive that Benz,
Right.
carry that Birkin,
Right.
Mhm.
Ooh.
have this house, whatever the case
Right.
may be,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? You're, it all boils down to perception.
Right.
I will be looked at or seen
Like I have
as a
money.
higher up,
Mhm.
or I have money, or
I wanna look
you know
like
what I'm saying?
money instead of have
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But for some black people, because it's not all black people,
Right.
Right.
they have those things because they can genuinely afford it,
Afford those
and
things.
they work their ass off
Right.
and built a system.
Right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? To afford that way of living or to
Right.
afford that lifestyle,
Okay.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But going back to what I said, we just have to redefine what we find value in.
For
You
sure.
know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
For
And
sure.
and if you are a materialistic person, that's not a bad
Nothing
thing.
wrong with that.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like nice things, you like nice things.
Right.
I remember having a conversation with somebody, and like they told me I was materialistic.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And tried to paint it like that's such a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I use materialistic things
It's motivation.
as motivation and to
Mhm.
set goals.
Mhm.
Right? Okay, let's just say I want to get this Chevy. All right, well, so I'll do a real life example. I bought my first car in 2020.
Mhm.
Big step.
I got a Chevy Malibu.
Right. Congratulations,
Thank you,
bro.
brother.
That's
Thank
big.
You. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, I knew that this isn't or wasn't my Bentley truck.
Of course.
Right.
But you know, I'm just gonna afford what I can right now.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So even going through that transaction, I still had my dream car in mind.
That's right.
Right. So
that's right.
what I'm saying is, I use things like cars, houses, clothes, whatever the case may be, to motivate me.
Right.
That's right.
That's my why. So I won't stay stagnant.
Right.
That's right.
You feel me? Now I know where my help and my strength comes from.
Come on.
Right? Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Right? and no cap. And like I don't like these things to stunt, because that's not in my nature. That's just not what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like if you are using these things to stunt,
Then it becomes a problem.
then that's when it becomes a problem.
I can feel
That's
that.
my opinion.
And I love that, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. I really, really do. But you know, I brought up the reason why, y'all? Why is it? Where does it stem from?
I see what
Right?
you're saying.
We said childhood.
Right.
We said all that. You know what I'm saying? It could come from, you know, watching your parents handle money. Right?
Yeah.
But where did your parents learn it from?
Their
And then
parents.
where did their parents learn
Their
it from?
parents,
right.
Let's talk about
You know
it.
what? Okay. Because let's like,
Come on,
like, if
break it down, break it down.
Okay, I mean, think about it. How many? Okay, so my parents they do very well.
Okay.
Okay, Draven knows this.
I can tell 60,000 Chick-fil-A points.
Are you jealous?
Very.
I see you saying that to the show.
No cap. What's
He
with
got
my
you. He
10,000?
got you. Send him like 10.
No cap. You know what I'm saying?
But even so, like, even though like my parents are doing well and
Yeah.
and have done well for themselves, there was never really a time or point in my life where they, you know, sat me down and it was like, hey, this is how you handle money, right? You know, it was kind of just, you know, they can, you know, and then like your parents tell you like, oh, make sure you're saving. Okay, but what does that mean?
What? Come
And
on.
how?
You know
And
what I'm
how?
saying? Like,
Come
say-
on.
Right.
say
Show
what?
me.
You know what I'm
Say
saying?
what?
Like, okay,
Right.
yeah.
How much?
Oh, all right, I'm gonna save. But then, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that we aren't taught.
That's right.
Like, okay, the difference between like 401ks and Roth IRAs,
Right.
or like your company's, you know, retirement plan. Like, you can actually control what you invest that into.
Those
Right.
things we don't learn from our
That's what I'm
parents.
saying.
We learn
Exactly.
from
But
experience.
most people don't even know
Right.
that. Like,
Yeah.
you can have a 401k and you can take that 401k and you can go invest it in an S&P 500 that pays you dividends each year.
That's right.
I
You know
did
what
not
I'm
know
saying?
that.
But people don't know that, right?
Right.
Or like your parents tell you don't get a credit card because credit cards are bad. But all these rich white people, they use credit cards and then they pay them off.
Exactly.
Because that's how a credit card is supposed to be used.
Exactly.
But we were taught that, oh, if you can't afford something in cash, you put
Throw it on
credit.
it. Right.
Because then you can just pay it off
You
later.
just pay it off, and that's how you.
That's
That's
backwards
not how you
thinking,
use
but
credit.
That's not what we were never taught that.
Right.
Come on.
Think about, are there any financial literacy classes in school?
It's
Nah.
not.
No. Do we learn anything about taxes in school?
Nope.
I mean, there's like
I ain't even
literally
gonna get
nothing.
on education. That's a whole nother
But that-
conversation.
but I
But
think-
that is real.
I think that is the root. I really believe that's the root because,
Right.
all right. The Bible already told us, my people, where there is lack of knowledge, my people perish. Right? So if I'm not knowledgeable about how to control my finances,
Right.
if I'm not knowledgeable about those things,
sure.
then you're gonna perish,
Come on.
and you're gonna continue to perish until
Come on.
you become knowledgeable
Until you
about
correct
it, right?
it, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I feel like that's a huge reason why. How we change that,
But that's exactly what I wanted to reveal in this conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oftentimes it's like, you know, we don't have the money, you know, like others. In fact, you said you dropped the fact. You stated that, you know, so many people, so many black folks bought a Benz this year.
Right.
So as of September
Right.
of this year, 2022, it is that white people make up 76% of millionaires in the U.S.
Exactly.
That is a problem.
That's a
And
big
that
problem.
doesn't just come from this generation.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't just come from
Right.
our parents' generation.
Right.
This was passed along
Oh yeah,
from years ago.
course it
It
was.
starts
Yeah.
with slavery.
Well, you about to-
I truly believe
about
that
to
it starts
shout.
with slavery.
And then I'll say
Right.
this, right? Like
Come on.
just how okay. So think about it like this. A lot of us are in debt, living check to check, living in lack. Today,
Right.
based off habits, tradition, so on and so forth. that have been reoccurring over time.
Right.
Right. We've
So sorry.
no, all good. We've learned to live in lack, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we have.
Right.
We have.
And although, like you said, like we weren't taught to save or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? And that shows. Right. But in the same fashion, a lot of, these white people or wealthy people,
Right.
they weren't necessarily
76.
taught either to go out and do this, to go out and do that.
Right.
They've just only lived in overflow. So the skills, the habits, the whatever that they have, it's easy to pick up on because they haven't lived in the inverse.
Exactly.
Am I making sense?
While we were enslaved, they were passing down. They
And
were
that's what I'm
passing
saying.
down wealth. They were passing down property. We were passing down trauma.
Trauma, and exactly,
And that's what we're trying to break. You feel me?
And that's where it starts because
on.
you had made the comment. You said, like, where does it start? Bro, it starts with us.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I have a son. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Y'all will have kids one day. You know what I'm saying? We are going to teach them how to save.
Right. We are the change.
We are the change. And
Yep.
then too, at 25, almost 26, bro, it is difficult as hell to buy a house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And we as black men, as black people, period, we need to start having these conversations about buying a house in high school.
Yeah.
Or even sooner.
Right.
I didn't start having these conversations until I secured a salary decent enough to even talk about buying a goddamn house.
And that's a problem.
You feel me?
That's the problem. If the go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say if that was a conversation that was, in the works back then when you were a kid.
We would not be having this conversation.
Correct.
Sure. Or even the fact of, like, not even, I would take it even a step further and say, like, okay, let's just say Billy over here, his dad, you know what I'm saying? His dad is a part of that 76%.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's wealthy and well off, right?
Right.
So when Billy's born, dad goes out, he buys property, right? That property, he rents it out.
Right.
He's getting paid off. He's earning, you know what I'm saying? He's got a real estate investment. Billy turns 18. Billy wants to go to school. All right, cool. Here you go, son.
Right.
I bought this house when you were a kid. All right, now, Billy, you can house hack. Go get 4 of your buddies, rent the rooms out. $1,000 a piece. Cool. You're 18. I've already had the house for however long.
Right.
However long the mortgage was.
The house is paid off at
The
this
house is
point.
paid
You know what
off
I'm saying?
at
Because
this
Billy's,
point.
yeah.
Yep.
So now that property's cash flowing. The
Come on.
return on investment is already there immediately.
Boom.
He's going to do 4 years at minimum,
That's right.
right? He's going to do 4 years. So 4 years, 3 people, $3,000 a month.
You do the
Come on.
math.
You,
Yeah.
You do the math. Now, Billy has his first property that's in his name because dad set him up.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's also another way that we're just behind the 8 ball because like how many of our parents are in positions to do that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
Or just think about it, like you worked your way through school. I worked my way through school. You worked your way. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times it is so damn hard to go to school and also keep a full-time job.
That's
Like,
true.
And then they tell us that education is the great equalizer. But what's the one industry? So I was reading something yesterday. The education industry has an inflation rate of over 1,400%. 1,400%.
That sounds crazy as hell.
Yeah.
1,400%.
1,400%.
Sheesh.
So you're telling
crazy.
me that's the price of education has risen dramatically.
Not 14%.
1,400.
0.
I believe it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay.
That's
and then,
crazy.
but education is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
So
That makes
How am I
sense.
supposed to
That math
afford-
ain't mathing.
You know what I'm
That,
saying?
no, I mean,
how am I supposed to afford school? Like, okay, I was listening to this guy. I can't remember his name, but he graduated. He was a white male. He graduated from UC Berkeley. Right. At the time he went to school, the acceptance rate at UC Berkeley was 90-something%. Today is 6%. Yeah, today is 6%. So it's harder to get into these schools. It's harder to get into these schools. And when he went to school, the price of his total education was around $7,500. $7,500
For a 4-year degree.
For a 4-year degree.
Okay.
At over a 90%
What?
acceptance rate. So for him, being a white male in America, boom, he goes to one of the best universities in the
I
nation.
ain't never
For
heard
sure.
of no
UC
stuff
Berkeley,
like that.
For sure.
Goes there, pays pennies on the dollar.
Wow.
Now he's got his job, right? And now he's working in corporate America. But now, here's how they get it, right? So I'm working in corporate America. But in order for my degree to mean something, I have to make it harder for you to get something. In order for my house to have more value, I need to make it harder for you to have a house. So there's legislation passed in Congress that allowed white males who own property to get better loans from the bank for homes.
Right.
And they were denying black people
Right.
mortgage loans.
There was a movie on this.
So
I forgot the name.
now, what happens? The white wealth continues to grow, and the black wealth, what do we
Continues
get?
to-
Section 8
Right.
housing.
Right. That's trash, bro.
Shit, I wouldn't mind Section 8 right now.
Oh my God.
These goddamn rent prices. Listen, I'm just keeping it a bean with you.
$12.
Sign me up.
$12 a month.
You can get all the J's.
Talking
all
about living in
you can get some
overflow.
Rick Owens. Boy.
All right, I might have some roaches and some rats, but I'll be all right.
But goddamn it, I got racks.
Raid.
Right here. No cap. Dog, that is
Rats, roaches, and racks.
Right.
racks, roaches, and racks.
I'm here
Oh
for it.
man, I
Listen.
don't mean to laugh, man. There's really people out there
That's-
living
that-
like
that's
that.
facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
And by no means are we making fun of them.
Right, that's facts.
By no means.
That's facts.
That's a disclaimer. By no means.
That's facts.
Because I'm sure at some point, we've all seen the struggle. I've seen my mother struggle.
If y'all only knew.
I've seen my mother struggle.
Right.
And that's the thing, man. In high school, in high school, most black people are forced, especially men. Most black people
come
are
on.
forced to go get a damn job,
Right.
working at least 20 hours a week.
Right.
When I met
In high
this
school.
man,
Right.
When I met this man, he was working at Brunswick,
Oh.
and we were in high school at this
Yeah.
moment. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
That's 1511.
Yeah, bro.
Dang.
I was in
Yeah.
high school.
Working at
At,
Brunswick. I
at one
remember.
point, I was working 2 jobs in high school.
Because I remember you was at Shoe Carnival
I
at
was
one
working
point
at Shoe
too.
Carnival.
Oh, I remember when you was at
And I was working at a bowling alley, bro.
Let me get them Converse. Let me get them chucks.
size you need, brother. Size 17 B9.
Let me get some new Nike slides.
No kidding. But just saying, bro, like
Chill.
at 15, 16 years old,
Yeah.
I'm having to do that
Right.
Yeah.
to then keep the lights on
Right.
or keep food in the house
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And unfortunately, bro, that is the story for a lot of us black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we're passed down trauma
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
tons of lack.
Right. And
Right.
you know what, man? I would say this. I think that's another reason why we're so like our the people of our community
Mm-hmm.
like buy so many like things for the appearances, right?
That's right.
Because we've been in lack so long that it's like once we get that piece of change,
We don't know how to have nothing.
Exactly. We're like, oh my gosh, I have the money to afford this thing. I remember I've always wanted
That's why we
this.
can't have nothing
You know what I'm
nice.
saying?
Listen.
Right, exactly. You know, like, oh, I've always wanted this. I got them. I'm making
Yeah.
the money.
Yeah.
Like I'm making the money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
boom, all right, let me go.
Yeah.
Let me go. I can't really get it on this, but I
Right.
can get it on credit though.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I think
Yeah.
that's also another reason too. Is
Mhm.
it's like, okay, you've been in this situation of
Yeah.
lack for
Right.
so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think like if we were to change that dynamic,
Mhm.
if you were to come from money,
Yeah.
and
Right.
you always had that money, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just another Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? So it's like, oh, driving and seeing these cars are just like, oh, this is a regular day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like once you get to that I thought you farted for a second, right?
No, that's the chair. I apologize.
But I mean, bro, I don't know why that made me think. Listen,
Thank you, Buddha News.
sorry. But I don't know why that conversation made me think of, like student loans and all that.
Yeah.
But I have a public service.
Come on, Joe.
I have a public service announcement for Joe Barron. Joe, don't send that goddamn money to my personal account. Because it ain't going to them goddamn student loans. I add to that class of driving that damn G class.
Oh. That's his first down payment?
Down payment on a wagon, baby. I know that's
Trifling.
Right. All my
Just
black
trifling.
driving a Mercedes. What's going on,
Then
baby?
he gonna be hitting you up like, bro, let me get some
them
Chick-fil-A.
points.
Let me get the points from the Chick-fil-A.
Hey, dog,
While he driving a G-Wagon.
look at him.
Make it make sense.
It don't have to. I'm in a wagon, baby.
See?
Nah.
Make sure you come pick me up.
Hey, pick me up too. Listen, all on Instagram and Snapchat.
Right.
Homeboy done got that wagon. You know what I'm talking about? We out here big shit.
My
Rats.
God.
Rats, roaches, racks, nigga. I'm sorry.
Your next point.
You could have left the rats and the roaches, bro.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Practical solutions.
Right.
Let's get real for a minute.
Come on.
Practical solutions.
Come on.
I'm in debt.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get out of it? First things first, you've got to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draven, you've been living outside of your means.
Mm-hmm.
Draven, you've been trying to keep up with the Joneses, the Browns, the Hendersons, the Allens,
Right.
the Forn. You've been, listen,
Don't be trying to put my name in there.
everybody.
Why you throw my last name?
Right. Why we
Draven,
gotta- Right. What the hell wrong with you, bro?
Draven, you've got to learn to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You barely scraping up money for, rent or lights or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But every time you look up, you know what I'm saying, you got a new IG story.
Mm.
You at a different club.
Right.
You at a different bar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stay your ass at home.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a fact. You stay at home. You don't spend no damn money.
Hey, that's
More times than not.
right.
more times than not. But I know that
Online
Amazon.
Online shopping.
Uber
Yeah,
Eats.
yeah, everything.
$10 meal, about $50. Shit.
Right.
If you need a loan,
Pay it.
no debt. Nah, but
He's good for it.
Like I said, be real with yourself. You lack financial literacy, which we already have spoken about. We
Yeah.
as black people,
Yeah.
most black people, we lack financial literacy.
Right. Right.
You're easily influenced by trends, by social media,
Mm-hmm.
or you're tied to a tradition.
Mm.
The biggest thing,
Tied to a tradition.
okay,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, bro, to cut you off. Let's stop there.
okay,
Right? When we say you're tied to a tradition and how that affects you financially,
okay,
we got one of the biggest holidays coming up. Christmas.
okay.
Right? I don't know about y'all, but growing up, we were spoiled. We got more things than what we needed. And they were things that we really didn't need. Right? What about giving me a check to put in the bank towards college?
Yeah.
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 Stop trying to keep up with
Yeah.
traditions. You don't have to spend Christmas the way that you see others spend Christmas.
That's fair.
If you don't got it, you don't have it. Do a Pollyanna, Secret Santa.
Yeah.
What happened to one gift?
Listen.
I walk out and people got the whole tree all up underneath it, everything
Yeah.
just gifted up.
We're gonna spend next year trying
Like
to
it's
get out of
just
debt.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Listen, but I guess there's two sides to that story, right? That being yes,
If you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
yes.
What's the other side?
If you don't have it, you don't have it. Right?
Got it, you got it, buddy.
But again, we as black people,
Right.
we find value in material things, and we do that at an early age. We use these material things to show our kids or show our family how much we love them or how much we care about them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Go to therapy. Learn another way.
Yeah.
Spending money
There is
and
another
just
way.
keeping it in cycle
Right.
Yeah.
is more detrimental than it is not only to yourself but to
Definitely.
your children.
Yeah.
And your children's children, because now you're teaching them that it's
That I do
okay.
agree with.
You see me struggling, but I'm gonna get you everything you want for Christmas.
Yeah.
How does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And truth be told, it doesn't.
Right.
But again, for those who have done it, because I've seen it and experienced it myself,
Right.
bro, it's a long lineage of that.
Yeah, it is.
It is a dark history of that.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But like I said earlier, we are the change.
Right.
Right?
Who's going to break the cycle?
And another thing, you exert every single dollar you earn.
Mm-hmm.
You exert every single dollar you earn.
Hey, let me. I would.
Yeah.
So, my wife and I, we that's one of the ways that we decided to. Actually, I think this is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys are both in relationships, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
You're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
You engaged?
Mm-mm.
Not yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's coming out. All right. But when it comes to finances and your significant other, like how do you go about, navigating that? Because you're basically bringing two people with two different mindsets based on how you were raised, how you view money, and you're coming together as one. And then, like we know, one of the main causes of divorce is finances. It's one of the biggest,
absolutely,
reasons why people get divorced is because of finances. So I pose that question to say, like, as for me and my wife, the way we decided, we have everything together. Everything is joint. We pay bills together. We spend money together. Like, everything. Like, we have our own personal credit cards and things like that. But as far as like the money situation goes itself, it's all joint, and we use what's called like a zero sum salary or budget, however you want to call it. But basically, we break everything down to where we make sure that like down to the last penny is accounted for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every single time we get paid all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like for us it's worked out quite well.
Right.
For where we are. I mean, of course, it has its
ups and downs. For
but
sure,
right.
I think for the most part it's worked out pretty well for us. But I would ask, you guys how when it comes to that step, how would you guys approach it? Like what are your thoughts on that?
I think that, like you said, you're coming from two different worlds and you're trying to figure out what works for you.
Right.
You have to figure out what your end goal is as a couple, or what your goal is as a couple.
Right.
And whatever plan you come up with has to work for both.
Yeah.
And it's not one answer for this.
Yeah.
But I will say that you'll have to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
And sometimes one may have to compromise or, sacrifice to what is the word I'm looking for? To contribute to what the end goal is as a couple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. So you just have to figure out what works for you.
Right.
Me and my girl, we have a plan.
Right.
And I'm not about to air all our information out,
right,
but
yeah.
but she has things that she takes care of in the household. I have things that I take care of in the household.
Right.
We have things that we take care of together.
Right.
So whatever works for you is what works.
Sure.
I feel like where divorce comes in,
Right.
I mean, there's several reasons for divorce.
Right.
They say that it is finances, but
a lot of other things too.
that's another reason why I'm not married right now.
I feel that.
Some people just need to wait.
Yeah.
If finances is something that you're after and you're not there yet, love can wait. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And that may be an unpopular opinion.
Right.
But some of us need to stop dating until we want to be.
Right.
Until if you being financially successful makes you happy, get there first.
And I will add to that by saying I've always said that like yes, marriage is you gotta love the person, but also it is a business
Very much so.
decision.
Yeah,
Very
come
much
on.
so.
It is a business decision, and you have to make that choice wisely. Now, as for me, man, I gotta get my wife is. It's proof that God loves me.
Right.
Like,
Come on.
truly.
Come on.
Because
Wow.
I mean,
Come on.
just the way that
Wow.
we're able to communicate, like, and granted, those conversations are not easy.
Right.
And of course, it's uncomfortable. But for me, that means that I'm growing.
Right.
Because where there's uncomfortability, there's growth taking place.
That's right,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Take
Like,
advantage of
you know what
that.
I'm saying? And
Lean in.
I like the fact, like, my wife challenges me to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's not even like she has to ask for me to be better. It's just like when I'm when I'm with her and I know that like I'm responsible
Right.
for her, it's just like, okay, I can get up at 5 in the morning. I can go to work. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying? I can work 10, 12-hour days. You know, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But I 100% agree that
Yeah.
it is a business transaction, and like it doesn't matter how much you love this person,
Right.
because if you guys take that step,
Right.
Yeah.
and ooh,
Marriage really, to me, only reveals the weak
what's
points.
already there. See,
Yeah.
hold on.
And this, we could go into a whole nother conversation. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hello.
But
Yeah,
Hello.
and to answer, I believe it was your question.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you operate financially
Right.
as a married couple? You know, I'll take a different approach to that. Right. First off, and this is just my opinion.
Right.
Marriage has a negative connotation in the black community.
Ooh. Okay.
Right.
talk about it.
And oftentimes, you know, I'm not told, or for me, any marriage I was given, or any advice I was given about marriage, was how to be in marriage, with a single man's mindset,
Like, oh, this is
right? And
I'll ought to slap you.
bro. And in finances, it's like, you know, don't let her know how much money you got. Don't let her,
No,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
You have your money over here.
she
and
have her
you,
money.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, don't let her know how much you make and this, that. But
What work for our parents ain't necessarily gonna work for us.
Right.
Respectfully.
And I'm I don't, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but I'm really big on this too, because like, so for me, I always like you know, the Bible says that you know the two come together and that they're one.
and they're one.
That they're one. So
Right.
I like, to me, that doesn't just mean like, oh, she shares my last name now.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
it means every walk of life.
Yeah.
Every single thing
yeah.
we do, I represent her, she represents me.
Yeah.
We are one. We are the same.
Yeah. And then I'll add to that. Don't let your experiences taint the image of marriage.
Come on.
Right? Or and then I'll add too, it's just like if you have to go to the extent of lying about your finances or hiding how much you make, then maybe
That's not.
you shouldn't be with that person.
man.
If you have to go to that extent,
100% was done
right?
in the dark, comes to
Because,
the light.
you know, if you make the decision to marry somebody, a couple things are implied. You trust that person, you depend on that person, and you love that person.
Yeah.
So why would I, number one, lie
Right.
to the person that I love,
Right.
I trust,
they-
and I
they put
depend
their
on?
trust in you. Exactly.
It just, you know,
Yeah.
but that's my
100%.
opinion.
Yeah. 100%.
So, bro, real quick, I
Trying
will.
to turn off the lock screen for you, brother, but
No, all good, all good.
it wasn't working. You
No,
know,
no,
I'm
no,
a
no.
little geriatric when it comes to it. You know?
I mean, all good, all good. We just gonna share a quick couple points in terms of, you know, some steps to getting out of debt. Like you said earlier, getting out of debt is a long game.
Right.
It's a long game.
Right.
It's a journey.
Right.
Right? Accept that you've made the decisions that you've made. Accept that you are where you are. Right? But also have a little optimism about it, right?
Yeah.
And understand that your right now isn't your destiny, right? And your right now doesn't look like 5 years from now.
Right.
And no matter how big or small that obstacle in your way is, there's always a way through it. There's always a way through it.
Right.
And that's the beauty in consistency. So
It's a
without
picture. You can
okay, some pictures. Perfect. So first thing, like we said, you know, to get out of debt, admit your financial shortcomings. And
say it out loud.
say it out loud.
So you can feel how real it is.
Say it out loud. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then two, determine what kind of life you want to live. And based on that decision, set financial goals that surround that.
Right.
You set goals. You use, you know, tangible or intangible things to set those goals. Right. You know what your goals are. Following that, you determine what is or isn't necessary to accomplish those goals. Right. After you do that, create a budget. Create a budget. And when creating that budget, you cut unnecessary costs and you do not over budget.
Right.
Because the quickest way to be in a revolving door with credit is you making these large ass payments on your credit card.
Right.
No money left over.
And have no money left over.
Exactly.
100%.
And what do you turn back to?
Them cards.
Gotta use it again.
Your credit card.
Yep.
Gotta use it again.
So you're just enlarging the gap,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You know, make sure these goals are attainable. Be real with yourself. Last but not least, be consistent.
I would like to add to that too, and I would say, so this is something I find that works for me too, is looking at your finances every day, right?
That's a good one.
Because it's the same thing like how you guys were talking about manifestation,
Right.
Right? It's you see it every single day. So how can I know I'm going in the right direction if I'm not looking at anything?
Right.
So I look at them every day. Like
That's a
no matter
great
how
point.
no matter how bleak it may look,
Right.
like, and it may frustrate you every time you see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But look at it
you
every
have
single
to
day.
Look at it every single day.
Yep.
Every single day.
Right? You have to
Consistency.
know what you're working with.
Exactly.
So that way you can know where you want to go. Because you can't have an end point if you don't know where your start point is.
Boom.
Right?
Yep.
Then you're just running around aimlessly. You have no game plan to it. So look at it every day. Every day.
You have the power to stop the revolving door.
Absolutely.
You have the power to break that generational curse.
Yeah.
Right?
Break every chain.
Break every chain. It starts with you. It starts with you.
That is Tasha Cobb, right?
Yeah.
Tasha
Yeah, that's
Cobb.
it. That's it.
Tasha Cobb, baby. Tasha Cobb.
I have somebody coming for me.
That's her. That's her. But yeah, man, I love this conversation.
Dope conversation.
And I think this was something that everybody needed to hear today.
Sure.
We all struggle with finances in some way or some fashion.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, man, anything else y'all want to add?
All you have is all you need.
Come on.
Don't overcomplicate the process.
Come on.
Trust that God has a plan for your life.
Yeah.
Be consistent. And there you have it.
There you have it.
That's it for me.
Yo.
Yep.
Thank y'all for joining this episode. Thank y'all for joining this episode. Hit them bell notifications.
Come on, man.
Follow, like,
Ding, ding,
subscribe,
ding.
comment.
Bells.
Thank y'all,
Bells.
720 fam. We love y'all.
Love y'all.
Peace.